Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got a re-review, something I've not done yet, and I've chosen to do it with this Tomatin Legacy. It's bottled at 43% ABV, it's a mixture of bourbon and virgin oaks. I'll leave my original review somewhere here so you can watch that and get all the details. It's from Tomatin's core range. It's relatively cheap. You can pick it up from anywhere between £25 and £35, and that's pretty much consistent with 3 years ago. The price hasn't changed much, which is almost astonishing with how prices in whiskey are everywhere else. This one's pretty much stayed the same, which is good from Tomatin. It's a whiskey you can get in the supermarket, especially in Scotland. They're easily accessible. Doesn't state anything about chill filtration or colouring on the bottle. I think 43% is probably chill filtered, and there may be a possibility of colouring added in there. Like I said, bourbon and virgin oak, and a non-age statement, so no age on there. We reckon it's relatively quite young, possibly 3 to 4 year old, nothing too considerable in there with regards to the age. But when I reviewed this initially, I gave it quite a favourable review. The whiskey's obviously not changed, other than probably oxidisation. This is the same bottle, I'm sure. I did the review, so this has been open for about 3 years, so it might be a bit of a mixed bag. Maybe the oxidants mellowed it out too much, but we'll get down to it and see if my palate's changed at all, or if the whiskey's changed with those 3 years being considered. I don't think this is a new bottle. I can't remember opening a new bottle, so I'm almost certain it's the same bottle. But I've had a couple Tomatin Legacies. My dad used to get them as gifts from work and stuff, so it could be a different bottle or it could be the same bottle. But we'll get down to the nose and see what's there. Yeah, straight away, custard powder on the nose. Just custard in general, kind of custard creams. It's quite a generic bourbon whiskey, or bourbon matured whiskey. Obviously this is whiskey. I still get these fresh kind of green apples. I believe I got these before with this on the nose. It's very soft, very subtle. I mean, yeah, it's quite lacking in the nose now my whiskey journey's progressed. Previously this might have satisfied me to that level. I don't know why I use that word, satisfied, but now it's maybe just a little underwhelming. It's still nice, it still smells great, it still smells like a good whiskey. It just something's missing from what I now drink and what I now look for, which is usually higher ABV and non-chill filtered. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of a kind of grassy, almost I don't think abrasive's the right word, but maybe a little off-putting or something, a little kind of, yeah, maybe abrasive is the right word. I'm thinking like pineapple or grassy or something kind of acidic and a little kind of young, something that reminds you that it's a young whiskey. And yeah, I reckon now the way my whiskey journey's been, I reckon I could hopefully pick out that this is a young whiskey and that it's been chill filtered. Just from the nose, it's not very oily in the glass, it's not sticking to the glass at all. The legs run down quite quick, so I think they all indicate that it's possibly young and chill filtered. But we'll get down to the palate. Custard again. It is a good dram. It is a good whiskey, it's just easy. Custard again for sure, definitely, but that powdered custard, there's the ones you get in like the sachets, but this time it's not the powder smell, it's more the actual cooked custard or the made custard, the developed custard. There's a little bit of the alcohol presence coming through, possibly showing its age. Or possibly showing its age, or even from the virgin oak. It's a little kind of spicy, a little touch of that virgin oak. I think I can taste there. We'll see what else there is. It's just coming back to these like cream crackers, possibly a little savoury, a little creamy with regards to the crackers. I always think of like either Jacob's cream crackers or Tuck's, which are a little bit more saltier than Jacob's cream crackers. That is that's a tongue twister, Jacob's cream crackers. I won't be able to say that after a few of these. I think it's a little soft, which is probably the only downside. Maybe the young feel to it and the softness, but the taste, it's undeniably creamy, and it's nice. It's nice. It's an entry level whiskey that's not going to hurt the bank. It's something good to start off with, something to open your eyes up to. Bourbon matured whiskey, matured the right way, not overly sherried. Just, I know the Virgin Oak's a little bit different, but just something that gives you a little glimpse of the distillery's character without overwhelming you with this sherry bombardment. So this is why it's a good example of a core range official bottling for me, and the price, it's still relatively cheap. I can pick this up from Tesco for £28, sometimes £25 on the Tesco club card. So yeah, I think it's a good price there. The finish, before I just review the whiskey, yeah, the finish is soft. I wouldn't say it's necessarily short. I mean, it disappears, but I'd probably say it's medium. And once again, just kind of buttered popcorn. I'm just trying to think of really generic creamy and like vanilla flavours, because it's pretty much all that's there. I think if you delve too much into this, you'll realise that it's not anything significant, and that's the issue with it. You need to kind of just treat this whiskey as it is, and for what it is. So I think I'll get down to the review. Now, it's definitely a well-regarded whiskey by a lot of drinkers. It's well-regarded by me, and it still is. This is a whiskey that kind of it helped spark a little bit more of an interest in whiskey for me, just because of the way it was presented with the bourbon. It would have been good to have it non-chill filtered. I'm sure it's chill filtered at 43%, but I think it's a decent whiskey, a decent core range entry, a decent one for you to pick up at the supermarket, and it's definitely a whiskey for novice. But we'll get down to my rating right now and how I feel. So would I buy it again? Sorry, if you're new here, how I rate my whiskies is on 3 factors. That's would I buy it again, would I recommend it, and do I think it's worth it. So would I buy it again? No. This is just not what I'm looking for anymore. Do I think it's worth it? Yeah. 35, even if you can get it at £25, say max £35, it's still worth it. It's a decent whiskey, and it's a whiskey that will hopefully get you into more whiskey or start your journey. And would I recommend it? Yeah, of course. If you're new into whiskey, this is one for you to try. If you've been drinking whiskey for a long time and you haven't tried it, try it. But I'm assuming that most people who are into their whiskey journey as far as I am have probably tried this one. But yeah, I'd say it's one to try. So it's definitely, I gave it I don't know what score I gave it, because I used to do scoring, but now it's just simpler Whisky Win or Whisky Bin. So it's a Whisky Win, and I think it deserves the Whisky Win, and I think that's all I've got to say in it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wims. I'll see you later.